What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Twin Wrestle Pod. You're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Listen, today we're gonna talk about news that broke yesterday. Quite, quite crazy news. Just came out of nowhere type of news, and that news being that Sheamus is reportedly set to leave WWE. Now, the details going into the Sheamus release was all about his current contract, aka what TKO deems as an unreasonable contract. And they went the route of the New Day in terms of wanting Sheamus to restructure his deal. And Sheamus said, "I kindly fuck you to TKO." And I respect it as he should. Sheamus has been in WWE about 20 plus years now. I think he debuted in 2010. If you all know, debuted against pay-per-view match, WWE Championship against John Cena. I don't remember if it was a tables match or not. I can't remember. But I think it's on that. I got the DVD somewhere. I was going to pull it out, but I'm not going to pull it out. But TLC 2010, which is a highly underrated pay-per-view, may I add. He defeated John Cena on his very first match. Very first pay-per-view match at TLC for the WWE Championship. To go from that till we get all the way to 2026 and Sheamus is not with the company anymore. It's fucking wild because he's one of these guys that's like The Miz. It's like R-Truth. Any of these guys has been there for 12 plus years, 15 plus years, 20 years. They are not like they are WWE lifers, as you and I would think they were. But TKO has different plans. And as the route is going, the TKO WWE merger is not benefiting WWE at all. Their numbers are not the same as they were before TKO took over. The talent getting released based on their contract, this contract that they signed before TKO got there, and TKO just wants to get rid of them and restructure the deal, which is fucking terrible and fucking ridiculous. Let's see if Jamie Ross has the full article. I don't think they have the full article up. No, they don't. But the fact that Sheamus is gone from WWE is just mind blown. Because the last time we saw Sheamus, I mean, it made sense because we ain't even seen Sheamus none of 2026. Last time we saw Sheamus was this match here. The 6-man tag, John Cena, Sheamus, Rey Mysterio versus the Judgment Day. This is legit the last time we see Sheamus on WWE TV. John Cena's final Monday Night Raw was Sheamus's final Monday Night Raw. Final TV appearance, which is fucking crazy to believe. The fact that he came back, he returned after injury on Raw. It had to be last year sometime, and they were talking about burger after burger after burger, based on Sheamus's banger after banger after banger, saying that he said after every one of his matches that he has. Return, had a few with Rusev. They had pretty good matches. They had a great match in Clash in Paris, I think last year sometime. Very fantastic match. I think they went like a series of maybe like 4, 5 matches or something like that. And for this to be his last match, it's pretty cool because you're going out with John Cena, right? But the fact that WWE did not use Sheamus at all, maybe it was an injury or something. I don't know. I'm not too sure. Matter of fact, we're going to look into Sheamus' recent injury history. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so he suffered a shoulder injury on that same match, actually. Yeah, because yeah, okay. So now I remember, he had to withdraw from the tournament, and he's replaced. So Sheamus got hurt back in November, and these guys decide to want to restructure his deal and release him. Yes, injuries have been a concern for Sheamus. Sheamus had a neck injury that we are all well aware of. Maybe what spinal stenosis, maybe 10 years ago. The doctor said he don't really have too long to wrestle, but yep, he's wrestling 10 years later. Shoulder injury, another shoulder injury. So injuries are a concern with Sheamus, but Sheamus is just one of those guys you just don't mess with, and it's been very prominent over the years, with like legends and stuff just leaving. We just had Mick Foley leave back in June from WWE for other reasons, but he left. Other legends like Bit Show, Mark Henry left at a point in time. He returned. Christian left. Like all these people left WWE in some form of fashion, but in a recent TKO regime, two massively fucking stupid releases so far since they took over. Sheamus being one and a New Day being the other. These are people who are synonymous with WWE, and the fact that TKO feels the need to restructure superstars' contracts. I ran into this article from SI.com. Okay, the takedown. How TKO is approaching veteran contracts amid Sheamus' reported departure. And I scrolled down to a very interesting tidbit that I found, which is here. TKO reportedly approaches talent contracts like NFL franchise. They say the week after WrestleMania has become one nail-biting and nervous pacing for many members of the WWE locker room. More than 2,000 wrestlers were released from their contracts and informed that their deals will not be renewed back in April as part of annual budget cuts, which we all know happened. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestler Observer says that doesn't mean that the company is unwilling to spend big money. Yeah, all right. As much as WWE boasted about breaking gates, there's breaking ticket sales, there's largest gate, there's largest crowd here and there. But yet, you want to restructure current superstars' deals. He also states the TKO thing from talking to people there on this and other situations is they are very willing to pay really, really giant amounts of money to people who they perceive as stars. It's not an apples to apples comparison as there are no salary cap in professional wrestling, but TKO clearly has a certain number that they aren't willing to meet when it comes to some of their longest tenured veterans. When it's older wrestlers who they perceive as being on their downside have big contracts, they're very much like an NFL team that will go rather than pay a guy at a giant salary who's on the downside, would rather spend our resources on somebody younger who also we can pay less to. Perfectly written by Dave Meltzer, perfectly done. Perfect comparison. Because we've seen a lot of that in the NFL, where it'd be like a touted tailback, like a, let me just throw his name out there, Le'Veon Bell, for instance. Like when his contract was coming due with the Steelers didn't want to pay him. They just let him go to a different team. And his value diminished because he went to the Jets, right? Jets was willing to pay him bid. The Steelers weren't willing to pay him bid. They just said it. They just felt that somebody else can slot into his position that he was for the team. Ultimately, it didn't work out well for both parties, but you get the gist of what the scenario is when it comes to wrestling and sports franchises as well. But man, this is very, very fucking disappointing. It really is, because Sheamus is alive here, man. I'm gonna just go over numbers of his banger matches and then I'm gonna head out of here. He had obviously the match with Daniel Bryan, WrestleMania 28. What is it, 8 seconds or 6 seconds or something like that? Wasn't really a match, just more of a moment, a shot value to get at WrestleMania that we all know. Then I would recommend the match they had at Extreme Rules. I don't know if it was an Extreme Rules match. I can't remember, but it was a very, very solid matchup. I would definitely recommend that matchup. Had the retirement match against Edge, I think maybe in 2023, 2024, around there somewhere. Definitely recommend that one. And obviously his match at Clash at the Castle with Gunther, where he should have won the Intercontinental Championship, and that is doing a hole over WWE's head from the time being, now that Sheamus has released. But Sheamus he is released out of his contract, multiple destinations he can go. Sheamus may take time and play out the field and see what comes, but obviously it's gonna be AEW. I don't think TNA can afford him. He can do work on the indies. Who knows, man? It's up in the air when it comes to Sheamus, man. But it's very, very unfortunate that Sheamus is out of WWE. But kudos to him for standing 10 toes down, not want to restructure his deal because TKO wanted to restructure his deal. Fuck TKO for that bullshit because that's bullshit. He earned his money from the amount of matches and bangers he put on throughout the years, especially in the pandemic era with them fucking monitors. Him and Drew went out there and killed it on Monday Night Raw. But hey, TKO don't value that. They've shown us that with this release, well, this contract restructuring and the New Day's contract restructuring. That's my thoughts on it, man. I'm sure there'll be more details to drop in the recent weeks. And that's till next time, man. I'll see y'all, man. Take it easy. Peace out.